Hello, and welcome to a journey in CoDesign. This is a presentation of a group project from the course CoDesign, Design, Participation and Democracy at Malmö University. It all started in the fall of 2018. A group was formed which consisted of Anais, Mika, Sofia and Martina. We began with exercises, which introduced us to the field of CoDesign. So, what is CoDesign? It can be defined as a form of designing that engages users and stakeholders to participate and collaborate in the process of development. Citizens and organizations can be seen as stakeholders with whom to co-design with. The key to perform co-design is about creating relationships, trust, and collective problem framing of specific content. The theme of our case was to find out and understand how we can use co-design to support a more inclusive and pluralistic approach in sustainable city development. Particularly, we focused on how co-design can be at play in supporting and changing municipal efforts in working with participatory and inclusive processes. Our case was provided by Malmö City and takes place in an area called Lokstallarna in Kirseberg. The area was previously an industrial place linked to the railway, with many large workspaces used for service on trains. The industries have been shut down for some years, leaving an empty zone but still open for the public. We started by exploring the area, gathering information and documenting our observations. The first issue we noticed with our case was that the area, though it's a part of Kirseberg, seemed to be disconnected from its surroundings. Lokstallarna is surrounded by gates that are closed during evenings, nights and weekends. Even though it's open during weekdays, people did not seem to visit the place, or even know that it was open to the public. The only ones being active within Lokstallarna seem to be the local stakeholders. The stakeholders represent different fields. The first one of them that we visited was Nordic street food. There we met Pernilla, who worked with the food truck. Her view of the area was very interesting, as she wanted to keep it as it is.
Plan that they're going to start building like this would be a new area for people to live, houses and schools and everything, a new area in Malmö, and that's going to be like in 20-25 years before it's ready. For me, no, I don't want them to do anything. I just want it to be like this, because this is totally new, totally raw, nothing is changed. And the minute they start to change and build stuff and things, this whole feeling is going to go away.
In the area, we also found a company called Quartet. We went inside to find someone to tell us about this place. We met Olof, who was very friendly and happy to tell us about his work. Our first impression was huge works of art and big studio spaces. He told us that his main work was creating light installations for different events and organizations. We asked a bit about his relationship to other companies in the area. Olof told us there were other artists in the building, with whom they have friendly relations and a shared lunch space.
After interviewing the stakeholders, our thought was to walk around Kirseberg to interview people living in the neighborhood. We wanted to do this to get an idea of the public's knowledge and thoughts about the area. Sadly, this turned out to be a very difficult task. There was little motion out on the streets, and the few people we met were stressed and didn't want to be interviewed. As this left us feeling stuck, we discussed it further with Thomas and Daniel, planners from Malmö City, who were supporters in our project. They suggested we take contact with Malin Brander, one of the organizers for the local event in Kirseberg called Backa Natten. To get further information about the citizens' conception of Lokstallarna, we decided to set up a meeting with her in a local cafe. She had been living in the area her entire life and had a lot of interesting views about Kirseberg as a community.
The things going on there are not really connected to the things around here, unfortunately. But we would really like it to be connected.
This meeting turned out to be a great turning point for us, as we finally felt that we got a chance to get a sense of the people living in the area, and not just the local businesses in Lokstallarna. Trying to gather even more information about the neighborhood, we visited the place recommended by Malin called Mässingshornet, which was a great opportunity to get a feel of the local community. After these experiences, we came up with an idea of a safari and a workshop. Why a workshop? To approach citizens in discussion through collective mapping and at the same time build trust with them. Getting citizens involved can be an approach to connect Lokstallarna to the rest of Kirseberg. We wanted the safari to be a way for the people of Kirseberg to get a sense of the atmosphere at Lokstallarna. But during the preparation for the workshop, it became clear to us that we weren't able to have it within Lokstallarna as we had planned. The gates are closed during the weekends, and a workshop during a weekday would interfere with people's schedules. Due to this, we reorganized our workshop and started looking at different options.
We visited the library of Kirseberg and introduced our project to the librarians. By doing our workshop there, we get more diversity among participants. The librarians were really enthusiastic, so we agreed to have the workshop there. While talking about how to get Malmö's inhabitants involved in our process, we got an idea based on Maslow's theory about the different levels of human well-being, the pyramid of needs. It became very clear for us to build two pyramids, where one would represent dreaming thoughts and the other would represent nightmares and fears about urban development. We choose these methods to create debate and get the people to reflect about how they perceive the space now and in the future. Besides this, we made a big but simple map of Lokstallarna, where participants could play the role of a designer and in a concrete way. For that, we provided some materials on the table such as scissors, paper, cardboard, etc. The workshop was a success. Participants seemed intrigued about this empty area. They were also very open in their opinions, and the workshop provided us with valuable conversations and insights. For ethical reasons, we made sure to talk about our intentions with the project with every separate participant. The relationship between citizens and Malmö City had earlier proven to be quite delicate, and we wanted to make sure not to affect it in a negative way. We had no problem getting people to participate and talk freely about the area, but when it came to making prototypes, people showed interest but chose to leave it be. To work around this problem, we instead asked people what they would like to see so that we could make prototypes of their idea. After the 2 days of having the workshop, we sat down to summarize and analyze the results. So, what did we actually notice during these 2 days? There is a great lack of knowledge about Lokstallarna, even among the people living close to the area. People showed great interest in the zone and the existence of it, but had little knowledge about the fact that they could actually visit it. The workshop did not only teach us a lot about the area connection to Kirseberg, but also gave us valuable insights on improvement for future workshops. The citizens were positive to the area evolving, showing us that there is a curiosity towards the space being used. To strengthen the connection between Lokstallarna and the rest of Kirseberg, there must be a focus on communication amidst actors and citizens.
By using CoDesign in our design process, we hope to raise participants' voice so they can make a difference by targeting issues and needs. Through introduction of these methods, We opened up conversation among actors and citizens, leaving room for creating inclusive debates. This hopefully made some citizens aware that there is such a thing as co-designing. We learned that co-design is important for societies to evolve in a holistic, sustainable way. As the topic of co-design is fairly young, it needs to be spread among citizens to have a chance of making an impact in urban development. Designers carry some of the biggest responsibilities in creating futures, which leaves us with this open question. How can co-design contribute to implement democracy in urban development?